Hey, what's up, folks? How we doing tonight? Steel City Sports Talk with you tonight. I guess I opened it up, Rich. but hey, I'm at
No
Sports
problem.
Talking It with the co-host over there, Richard. And yeah, big trade day tomorrow. Deadline 6 p.m. our time, 5 p.m. your time. What's that
Yep.
make it? 3 p.m. East Western time. Um,
Yeah, 3 p.m. on the coast. Yeah.
so
Yep. A bunch of moves have been made already today. I'm not going to do all of them, but there are a couple that make a difference to us in many ways. The New York Mets got closer Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals, so the Cardinals are in sell mode. The Phillies have gotten the Twins closer, Yohan Duran. And the Phillies gave up Mick Abel in that trade. I thought that was a big piece in that deal. The Mets got Tyler Rogers from the Giants. Tyler Kinney goes from the Rockies to the Braves. Andrew Chafin, who was a really, really solid middle relief guy, goes to the Angels. Austin Slater goes from the White Sox to the Yankees to get them some outfield depth. Um, and then two deals with our Buccos. The Seattle Mariners acquired left-handed reliever Caleb Ferguson from the Pirates. In exchange, the Pirates are getting 19-year-old minor league right-hander Jeter Martinez. What have I been preaching up, down, left, and right? We don't need more pitchers, but we get another pitcher.
this is Pittsburgh,
Um,
Rich. Get used to it.
and then, dude, it's
Rich,
not like
Rich, not to
it's not like I just
interfere,
got here.
not to interfere
Huh?
with your stuff right now, but the trivia question just happened. When was the last time the Giants lost six in a row at home?
The last time the Giants lost six in a row at home? Oh boy,
This includes the team that moved there too.
that would be the New
So
York Giants. Let's say 1948.
not even close. 1896.
Wow, that's the last time they lost six in a row at home.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Josh, what's going on?
Very interesting. But
Just a little trivia.
the big move of the day for the Pirates, and I like what they got in this deal, believe it or not. But Ke'Bryan Hayes has been traded to the Cincinnati Reds in exchange for reliever Taylor Rogers, whose brother Tyler got traded from the Mets to the Giants today. Or I'm sorry, from the Giants to the Mets. For Taylor Rogers and Sammy Stafura, who was the number 9 prospect in the Cincinnati organization. Um, Now, he's a shortstop prospect, but from what I've been reading about this young man, he can play second, he can play short, and he can play third. So that gives that flexibility conceivably at third. I got a feeling we're going to see Triolo over there for the rest of the regular season or for the rest of the season. Um, because I think Horowitz has pretty well nailed himself down at first base. Um, Doing a really good job over there, both defensively and hitting. I don't think Nick Gonzalez is going anywhere unless he gets hurt. And I don't think Izzy's moving from shortstop. I still don't think he gets traded. Um, but that's what we have at this particular point. There hasn't been that huge deal yet. And we talked a little bit about it on open mic last night. But did you see that the Astros are talking to the Twins about bringing back Carlos Correa
I did not see that. I've been
in
looking at
exchange
stuff
for
all
a
day.
trash can? In exchange for a trash can. But hey, uh, you
He
gotta get
goes back. He goes
you
back to
gotta get the show.
Houston. He goes back to Houston. He really hasn't
That's
done
big.
much. He really hasn't done much since he left.
He really hasn't, but he was a big piece there. And Jeremy Pena has not been healthy all season. He's on a big contract though. That's
Neither is your guy either. First round pick.
what? Oh, who?
Alvarez.
Oh, well, I just kind of look at it and go, okay, what happens? You know, Pena must be either Pena's more hurt than they're letting on, or one of those two guys is going to have to change positions. I don't know, but Mauricio Dobon's been playing a whole lot of shortstop here the last several weeks. So I still don't think everybody around here is still saying Houston's a team to beat. Houston's a team to beat. Okay. First things first, you haven't paid attention to the Rangers, who are currently on a 9 out of 10 run and 13 out of 17. But you also have not paid attention to the fact that the Seattle Mariners are freaking good. If you remember right, when we did our predictions at the beginning of the season, I picked Seattle to win that division. I did not expect Cal Raleigh to all of a sudden become Aaron Judge at the plate. But he has. I mean, the man's got 40 home runs. He should obliterate the catcher record for home runs in the season. And very possibly will beat the RBI record for catchers in the season and could conceivably break 60. I mean, he's at 40 right now with 60 games left. He could. And he's hitting respectable. I believe it last time I looked at it, he was hitting 258, 256, something like that. I'll take that, especially the way things are right now, because the stat holds true from last week when we talked. Do you know how many teams in Major League Baseball have a team batting average over 260?
Last year?
This year.
Oh, I think you said 4.
That would be 0.
Oh, I think you said 4.
There were 13 last year. There are 0 this year with a team batting average over 260.
I bet you people can tell you more stats about the velocity of the ball leaving the yard than they can that stat.
And that's the thing. I mean, everybody's so concerned about launch angle and spin rate and all this other BS. And you look at anybody and everybody that is worth anything in baseball, and they keep preaching and they keep hammering, and nobody is paying attention to the fact that the worry about the spin rate is killing pitchers' arms. It doesn't matter how hard. I saw this at a select baseball tournament, and I wish I would have taken a picture of it because it's the God's honest truth. You got all these guys throwing 99, 100, 101, that kind of deal, but there are more walks being thrown this year than any year in the last 7 years. Nobody gives a crap how hard you throw ball 4. And that's what the sign said. Nobody cares how hard you throw ball 4. These are major league pitchers. You should be able to throw strikes on a consistent basis. Last night, Rangers and Angels, between the two teams, they had 11 walks between the two teams.
That's pretty bad.
It's insane. But, we were talking about hitting. Do you know how many National League players are hitting over 300 as we speak that qualify?
Maybe 5. Maybe 5.
3.
I was gonna say Will 3, Smith, and I was like, I'm gonna go 5.
Will Smith is hitting 325. Manny Machado is at 302, and Kyle Stowers is at 302.
For a catcher you don't like, Rich, Will Smith is always one of those guys. He's always one of those top tier catchers.
I didn't like him last year. I wanted to see what he would do this year because last year he got, if you remember right, April, May, he was rock star. He was Cal Raleigh last year during April and May. And then from June to the end of the season, he hit $195. That was my only problem with him, was that the last 2/3 of the season he didn't do anything. This year he got
He's one of my
for a
favorite
while.
catchers.
Huh?
He's one of my favorites.
He's a good ball player. He's hitting 325. He has 14 bombs. He's only played 84 games, but he has 14 homers. He's playing very well this year. Kyle Stowers is coming into his own, the left fielder in Miami. I have heard rumblings that he is on the trading block. I've also heard that it's going to cost you a king's ransom to get him, which makes complete sense because he has really blossomed this year. And of course, Manny Machado is Manny Machado. But still, at this point of the season, there are only 9 players in Major League Baseball that qualify that are hitting over 300. Aaron Judge, Will Smith, Jeremy Pena, Jonathan Aranda, Jacob Wilson, who just got put on the IL with a busted forearm, Alejandro Kirk, Manny Machado, Kyle Stowers, and Michael Garcia from Kansas City. That's your 300 club right now. And 3 of them are hitting 301 or 302. It's really uncanny. It really, honest to goodness, is. There's guys out there that we're hearing about on the trade block that are very strong prospects to get moved. Probably one of the biggest in terms of power is Eugenio Suarez. There's also Yandy Diaz from Tampa that's out there. I don't know. I mean, looking outside the box, and of course, like you said, the trade deadline is tomorrow afternoon at 5:00 Central, 6:00 Eastern, and I'll be on. I don't know who else is going to be popping on, but I'll hop on with a little analysis of what happened tomorrow in the trade.
Yeah, if I'm home, I'll jump on.
But we're also looking, where does Eugenio Suarez get moved, and if so, where? Because I had heard that the Reds were really looking at getting him. Well, they just made the deal for Hayes, so that kind of kills that. I've heard the Cubs were talking about trying to get him. We all know the Cubs' perennial situation at third base since Chris Bryant left. Could he go to the Cubs? Conceivable. There's a few teams out there that I think he could be a benefit for. For a while there, until Bregman came back and came back well, I was kind of thinking Boston might be a possibility. And man, he'd hit 1,000,000 bombs over that Green Monster. But you know what? We'll just have to see. When it comes to our Pirates, though, we've like I say, we got Ferguson and we got Hayes that have both been moved. Who else do you see? And ladies and gentlemen, please shoot us your thoughts. But who do you see getting moved between now and 6:00 Eastern tomorrow from the Black and Gold?
I think Bednar is going to be too highly priced. I don't think teams are going to pay. I don't see it.
I'm glad to see the Pirates are putting that kind of value on Keller. I really do.
That's only because Clase got caught. Which we didn't even get to talk about Clase really a lot last night.
Oh yeah, we did. We that's where we got into that big discussion about the gambling and DraftKings and all that. It kind of went into a whole different direction, but that's how it started. Was I brought up Clase?
I mean, look at it. I mean, you could if you looked at the timeline through the year, you could see where the gambling stopped, and he started playing ball.
But the thing I'm looking at with Pittsburgh, though, I mean, they're showing value in Keller. I just wish this was a better offensive free agent year because pitching wise next year, and if they can hang on to Taylor Rogers, who I think is a quality middle reliever, you're going to get Jared Jones back probably May next year, give or take.
I was thinking May, June,
You
given
know, so
given no setbacks, obviously.
but if you're able to roll, you're going to roll Skeens. If you're able to keep Keller and put him out there, and have Jones, and then maybe by then Bubba Ferguson having this other year in the minors will make a difference, or another guy will blossom in spring training. I think either Haney or Falter gets traded between now and tomorrow evening. But if you can bring Bailey Falter back, okay. I mean, I knew he's done exactly what I expected he would do. He's been a quality starter. Yeah, he's not Paul Skeens. Never said he was Paul Skeens. Not Mitch Keller. Never said he was Mitch Keller. But he's a solid 4 or 5. I don't know. Bednar is probably going to be too highly priced too, I think, because they're putting such a premium on him because he's been so hot. But what about Santana? I think Santana's gone.
I mean, we still have the Rangers when I know the Rangers are still in on Bednar. I did read that earlier today, probably about an
Yeah.
hour ago.
Rangers are in on both.
I don't know who there was 2 teams. Was it Detroit?
Might have been because Detroit's bullpen is in shambles.
So I don't
Their
know what
pitching
we would
isn't.
get. I don't know what we would get. I mean, obviously they're going after pitchers again, and it makes no sense to anyone in Pittsburgh.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Rangers gave up like Jonathan Gray or John Gray um to the Pirates in a Bednar deal. Okay, I'm good with that because Gray is a guy that is an established starter that if you need him to come out of the bullpen, you can, but he's an established starter that you could make
Right,
your
but
4 or 5
isn't he
next
30? Isn't he in his 30s, late 30s?
year. He is.
I thought we were trying to go younger and have people ready to play, not people ready to retire.
No, he's 33. He's not ready to retire. He's 33.
I know, but that's not getting young. That's not getting younger, Rich. Like we want, like betting, like
Right, but you got to have at least a veteran out there, which you don't have. I mean, Keller is your most experienced pitcher, and he ain't a vet. He ain't a veteran. You need a guy. I'll tell you who would be perfect for the Pirates to bring in, and I don't know that it would happen, but and it would almost be comical if it worked out that he was able to get in there. If he pitches the way he's pitching this year, is Patrick Corbin. If the Rangers gave up Patrick Corbin for Bednar, okay, they probably wouldn't, because he's their number 3 right now, with Tyler Mahle out. But the Pirates would be giving up some of their minor leaguers. Like I say, I think Justin Foscue has spent time in the majors this year. Sam Haggerty is up there right now. Ezekiel Duran could be a quality player for the Rangers. He's Izzy with better power. So there's a few sticks that if the Rangers were to say package Foscue and yeah, Foscue and Duran for Bednar, that's a win-win. That's a win-win.
okay. You know more about these Rangers than I do, unfortunately.
Well, the Rangers just, they're starting to play ball. They're starting to hit. They've lost the last two to the Angels. They gave the game away the other night. But they're still on a 13 out of 17 run. So, or I'm sorry, they split with the Angels. They have a game tonight. Then they go to Seattle, I believe it is, for 3.
It's a big
And then they come
series.
home for the Yankees. And then they come
That's a
home for
big
the Yankees.
series. That's
It
a big
is. I mean,
series.
they've got big games end of July, 1st of August. They really do. And really, speaking of big games, I mean, the Buccos are off tomorrow, but I mean, they're 5 in a row right now. They got Colorado for 3 this weekend in Colorado. That could very easily become 8 in a row. Then you've got the Giants at home for 3, Cincinnati at home for 4, at Milwaukee for 3, at the Cubs for 3, Toronto at home for 3, Colorado at home for 3, at the Cardinals for 4, and at the Red Sox for 3. August could be a pretty good month for the Pirates. You know what I mean? I mean, they're 15 games under right now.
I think we're
I'm not
what,
saying they're going to get
17
to
and a half back, depending on what the other leaders do tonight.
right. But when you're looking at 7, 8, 9, 15, 21, 28, you've got 29 games in August. If you could catch lightning in a bottle and go 20-9, 17-12, if you go 17-12, now you're only 10 games under 500.
I think we'll have a better look at that after we see what happens at the deadline and know which way we're going to go.
To a degree, I think you're right. But I also think that they're just playing some teams that are average to not very good. Yes, they have that stretch there where they've got Cincinnati, Milwaukee, the Cubs, and Toronto. I get that. But the Rockies are horrible. The Giants are eh. We just saw that. They just kicked the crap out of the Giants 3 games, and that was on the road. They've got Colorado for 3 more at the end of the month in Pittsburgh. 4 at St. Louis, that St. Louis is pretty well packed it in. And then they got 3 in Boston to end the month. And I think Boston's selling. I heard rumors about Bregman getting moved. They already got rid of Devers.
Yeah, but they had to, Rich.
Jared Durant.
That was becoming a bad situation with Devers up there.
Well, it was, but I mean, they got rid of Jared. They're supposed to be getting rid of Jared Durant. They could get rid of Bregman, or not? Yeah, they could get rid of Bregman. They get rid of those guys. They're packing it in. They're conceding the season. You know what I mean?
That's the funny thing. They're like in 3rd place. Like they're not even that far out.
No, they're really not. But I think that it's just the fact of the organization right now and looking at the future. Because if you look really,
Like they're a
especially at
half game behind the Yankees, and
yeah, I think they're a game behind the Rangers in the wild card. I think
they can't be. They have more wins.
Did they go back ahead of them?
Yeah, the Yankees. The Red Sox are in the wild card right now.
They weren't the other day.
They have 59 wins.
The Rangers had knocked them out the other day.
The Rangers only have 56 wins. Or is Google off here? Because it looks like the Red Sox are the number 2 wild card.
They are. They're a game. They're a game ahead of Seattle and 2 games ahead of Pittsburgh of the Rangers.
You wish Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but they're 2 games ahead of the Rangers.
So why would you be selling? Why would you be selling? This would make no sense.
I don't know, but that's the talk. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking, but God only knows what a lot of teams are thinking at this point. You've got teams that are unloading.
I mean, this would be a total Pittsburgh move if they do this.
And see, I'm curious. I am really super ultra curious, and I really want to know how hurt is Aaron Judge.
And like this guy I work with now, every morning he's like, every time, like I guess on the fan they're talking about Mitch Keller going to Boston.
I've heard that possibility.
I did not hear that possibility, but only from him. So I was like, cool. Someone heard it somewhere.
Well, but from what I gather, the Pirates have said they want Duran, which fine. If they want to make the deal to get Jaron Duran, if Duran, remember I said it would have to be somebody big. Duran is a leadoff hitter.
We do need a third baseman.
They're not going to pay Bregman.
Bregman's making 26. They just opened up a lot of room. They just got rid of
Bregman's making but Bregman's making $22 million a year.
That's like three of our star players combined.
Right. Duran is not making that much. Now, granted, I mean, is he going to look at getting more money? Sure. But he's a quality leadoff guy. He has some pop. He can play all three outfield positions. I'd probably put him in left, move Reynolds back over the right, leave Cruz in center. The only way I move Cruz out of center is if I'm putting him back at shortstop. That's the only way I take him out of center field. But I mean, if you roll that outfield out there next year, that's a big difference. You take out Sawinski or Pham or whoever and insert a guy like Jaron Duran. Okay. That's a substantial
Sawinski
move.
had a good at bat today in the extra frame. 11 pitches and he got the walk.
Well, good for him. He's still hitting $112.
Hey! I thought we were looking for positive shit here.
We are, but we're also being realistic.
Well, that helped us get the win.
I understand that, but we also know that Sawinski is one of those guys.
He's popping
that just is not. He's not a big league ball player. He's not a big league ball player. He's just not.
I'm just saying he had a good at bat today, Rich. That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying.
Well, but speaking of good news,
usually I'm the one finding the negative stuff here, and I find something positive, and you spin it all around.
But another piece of good news, and this is good news. I hear Jovan Oviedo is progressing very well, and is he may be able to come back before the end of the season, which would be a good thing, because now that would be another arm that you have in the rotation. Unfortunately, we lost him too this year. How different would this season be if you had Jared Jones out there and if you had Oviedo?
I don't know. Even if he's at 85% Rich and he wants to come back, would you just keep him shut down depending on where he is, where the team is at that point in time, just so he doesn't re-injure?
I think I would do with him what the Rangers did with Nate Eovaldi. I would let him go out there and put him on a strict pitch limit. Let him start and say, okay, 50 pitches, you're done. I don't care. If you go 4 innings or if you go 2 innings, you hit 50 pitches, your ass is done. And I wouldn't even start.
What if he strikes lightning in a bottle and has a no-hitter going?
Don't care. That early in a game, it doesn't matter.
I was just saying.
You don't really start keeping track of a no-hitter until the 7th inning anyway. But if, I'd start him at 30, the next start go to 40, The next start go to 50, and by that point, you're probably at the end of the season. If not, you're close. But at
Why
least
not
he's
just let
gotten
him
some
come out of the
time
pen
to
at that?
stretch
Why
his
not just
arm
let him
out.
come out? Well, I would just ask him if he wanted to come out of the pen at that point. If you're only going to put him on a 30 pitch, I mean that could be
No, no,
one
no,
inning in relief.
no. But you want him to get back in the rhythm of a starter. Get
Right,
back in the
but Rich,
rhythm
if
of
so, if he comes back, let's just say it's late September,
okay,
and he would only have 3 scheduled starts
right,
left,
yeah,
would you go and ask him if, like, hey, we put you on a pitch count? Would you want to come out of the bullpen? You might get a couple more sessions, and then over the offseason, we'll work you back into the rotation, just so we can
no,
see what we got and see where he's
no,
at.
no, because he's a starter. It's an entirely different mindset, a starter to a reliever. The in between is a lot different. You prepare a lot differently. A starter knowing he's going every fifth or sixth day is, he has that specific day that he throws. He has a specific day he long tosses. He has a specific bullpen day, things like that. When you're in the bullpen, you really never know. And I know they could say, well, we're only going to throw him in the, no. Not to mention the prep for the game is different because it's like, okay, get Oviedo up. Okay. He's not getting a chance to go through his entire pregame routine.
I would just come up with, you know,
And I understand where you're coming from, but not in this case. You want him, he's a starter. It's not like when Ortiz was here, where you weren't quite sure if he was a starter or a reliever. You could pull that off. Oviedo's a starter. There's no questions asked. So you continue grooming him as a starter. Um, so that you got to approach it from that standpoint. Let him work out with Skeens. Have him pitch the day before Skeens the last couple of games or the last couple of rounds through the rotation. But yeah, I mean that's the way I would approach it. And hopefully he does come back around Labor Day or so he could get 3, maybe 4 starts in before the season's over. I think that'd be a really big push toward next year.
okay.
But yeah, I think it's going to be fun to see what happens, like you said, tomorrow. Um, do the Yankees buy? Do the Yankees sell? Do they stand pat? Do the Red Sox buy, sell, or stand pat?
I
Seattle's
think
got
the
to
Red
buy.
Sox are dumb if they sell. I mean, they're in the wild card right now. If the season ended, they'd be the second seed. Oh, second wild card, whatever.
Yeah. The Mariners got to buy. The Rangers have got to buy. If you're
Well,
Cleveland
the
or
Mariners have
Tampa,
already started. The Mariners have already started buying. Great upgrade
right?
so far with Josh Naylor. Then they got Caleb
Yeah,
Ferguson. Who knows? Maybe I like Caleb Ferguson. I have no problems with him. I
yeah,
think this is a smart move. They needed a left-handed. They needed a left-hander out of that pen. So
they did, and I like the kid that they got. That the Pirates got back. It's just that we didn't need another pitcher. Cleveland and Tampa are 3 out of the wild card spot. I
Cleveland,
mean, I'm
Cleveland.
hearing rumors about I'm hearing Stephen Kwan rumors.
I
I'm
saw that
hearing
today. Stephen Kwan and both of their hitters were like on the block all of a sudden.
Ramirez isn't.
Not Ramirez.
Jose,
He's on the
third
block.
baseman? No, I said he's not.
No, there was two. Stephen Kwan and oh my gosh. I even looked at the article.
I'm not sure who the other one is, but Kwan is the big name. Um,
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
but and then you look at Tampa, you hear that Yandy Diaz is available. It's like, okay. where are we going here, guys? We're only 3 back in the wild card. And then, once you're 4 back of the wild card, they're kind of buying, kind of. And then, Minnesota, Baltimore, the A's, and the White Sox are all selling. National League, the Cubs are going to be buying. Phillies are going to be buying. San Diego will be buying, I think. I mean, they've got San Diego is the Boston of the National League. They're in the wild card right now. But everything that I'm hearing is that Dylan Cease is gone. It's just a matter of where. Well, Dylan Cease is their ace. I mean, I don't get that one. Cincinnati's buying already, and they're 3.5 out of the wild card. St. Louis is selling, and they're 5 out. The Giants are selling, they're 6 out. Miami's 7.5 out. They're, I guess they're selling. And then Arizona, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Washington, Colorado. I also heard Marcell Ozuna on the block. For a team that's in contention, he's a DH. There's no question about that. He's not going to play the field. So he is a DH, but he could make a big impact on a team. A Boston. Depending how bad Judge is hurt, New York. Because if Judge is hurt that bad and has to DH, or worse, that he can't hit, Stanton's got to play right, which is a liability to start with. You're going to need a DH. Stanton playing the outfield is like Big Papi playing first. That's a liability.
Do you think that's why the Braves? Do you think that's why the Braves did it, to try and get the Yankees to draw to it?
Maybe. I don't know. But I just know that I think there's a lot bigger issues.
Would they even go out and sign Verdugo back? Just to fill in as a void?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. Verdugo didn't show anything in Atlanta. Did not show the first freaking thing in Atlanta. So
no, either he hated it or just didn't want to be there. But there was something off about that whole transaction after he signed it. All right. I think Verdugo was batting 185. Horrible.
Say again, Adam?
I was just talking about Verdugo. I think he's batting 185.
It's from the vaccination he got.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what it looked like this morning.
Does she want to make her official cameo?
No, he's not. He's not here. It's bedtime for little man, who's now 4. Saturday he turned 4. So
did you get him that
he had vaccination shots yesterday. So
he's loving life today.
He did good. From everything I heard, he did good. He cried a little bit, but he did good. The doctor was happy. Mommy was happy. So, all is good. Little man toughed it out, but he's having a little bit of a reaction to the shots. He's got
That's not good. That's not good.
So, but yeah, our little man's getting older. He's 4. Which means it's real easy to tell when the birthdays start, because he starts it off in our family. So
really,
mine's Sunday. Yeah, outside of Mary and I's anniversary, all of the holidays, or all of the personal holidays, like birthdays, anniversaries, that kind of stuff, go between July 26th and January the 4th. Everything. So I'm next. Mine is Sunday.
Yeah, speaking of that, Rich, did you get the link ready? We can share it.
Let me find it.
I know you brought it up for your birthday wish. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, Rich had a right. Go ahead, Rich. Just in case people missed yesterday, tell them what happened, your hero, and all that good jazz, and then
Yeah.
hopefully hopefully you get the link up there, and people will help.
Yeah. For those that don't know, um, Ryan Sandberg, second baseman of the Hall of Fame, second baseman of the Chicago Cubs, the greatest second baseman to ever live, passed
1995,
away.
right? Hall of Fame induction.
He went in 2005.
Oh, my bad. Why did I think
Retired
95?
retired in 98. But he I'm trying to find it. That's why I'm hesitating on this. But he passed away of prostate cancer. So what I'm doing on my Facebook page for my birthday, you can do those charity things. So if you go to my Facebook page, which is just my name, Rich Richardson, for my birthday, I'm trying to raise money for prostate cancer research. Because it got him good and it got him fast. And Rhino was I wore 23 before it was cool to wear 23. So if that tells you anything. We had, just like a lot of folks did, we had WGN and we had TBS there at the beginning of cable in the early mid 80s, and come home from school, no lights at Wrigley Field, so you watch the Cubs, and whoever they were playing, and you kind of become a circa Cubs fan. Willie Stargell had just retired, and because as many of you know, I'm a diehard Stargell guy. Had started following Sandberg, and got a chance to work with him for a year. Whenever I was doing radio in Peoria, Illinois, got a chance to work with him for about a year, and got to know him, got to know the guy, got to see a little different fire side of him too, because as calm as he seemed on the field as a player, he got pretty fired up as a manager. Saw him get ejected from back-to-back games. Definitely got his money's worth when he thought his team was taking the shaft. Um, but at the same time, super nice guy. Um, Never turned down an autograph. We did a show after the home games at an Irish pub about 2 blocks from the stadium, and he would come down. He probably came down 7 or 8 times during the course of the season and hopped on the air with us. And I never told him. My co-host
I
ruined
don't
it.
know. I wouldn't have made a big
The
deal
last
about it.
show, huh?
I'm sure like that meant something after he found out.
I hope it did, but my whole thing was I was trying to keep it professional. And we
At least
did
they
get to
waited till the
become
last
friends.
show. At least they waited till the last show.
Yeah. And the last show, the owner of the team, Rocky Vanaken, who still owns the team, um, and Rhino and Josh Donaldson, who had a good, real long major league career. He was in the Cubs system at that time. They were all on the
Josh
show.
Donaldson's going into the Rangers Ring of Honor, they call it, right?
No, that's Josh Hamilton.
Josh Hamilton. Why did I think
Yeah.
Donaldson? I had the right
Yeah,
first
Donaldson
name.
played for Toronto, and then he started out in Toronto, went to the Braves, to the Yankees, I think it was. He played for 3 or 4 teams by the time it was all said and done.
Hamilton, not Donaldson. My bad, guys. My bad. I had the first name right.
But no, that's all right. But so my co-host on the air. So what was it like working with your hero all season? And my head dropped because like I say, I hadn't told anybody, and Rhino just kind of looked at me, and he had that wry smile on his face that I'm sure a lot of people have seen the pictures, and he said, "What are you talking about?" And I told him, and we even flashed back to a time when a very dear friend of his and a dear friend of mine, who I spent a lot of money in her baseball card shop when I was a kid, she hooked me up with a chance to get autograph from him when he made his first appearance at the TriStar convention in Arlington. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Just getting the chance to know him for a while, they say you never want to meet your heroes. Well, I was lucky. I not only got to meet, but I got to become friends with two of mine. One went away way too soon and Kerry Von Erich. Another one, again, way too soon in Ryan Sandberg. Only 65. And, I've watched interviews and that kind of stuff with him from whenever he beat the first set of cancer. And it wasn't that big of a turnaround before the second one hit. But, you know, um, if you've watched anything baseball related over the last couple of days, I mean, you name it, they've been talking about it. Bob Costas, from Costas to the commissioner of baseball to the head of the Hall of Fame to, yeah, they haven't done that with everybody.
Josh, we did talk about it yesterday, but Rich
Yeah.
was trying to get the link up, and I wanted people that didn't catch last night to hear the backdrop of what's going on in case they, didn't hear the story. So I did let Rich revamp his story.
Yeah, but yeah, Sunday is my birthday, and I'll be 54. So for my birthday, if you go to my Facebook page, Rich Richardson, I am doing a little charity drive, I guess you could call it, for the Prostate Cancer Research Foundation in memory of Rhino. So, so I know we got about 10 or 12 minutes before we go off. But I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
One move the Pirates make between now and 6:00 tomorrow night Eastern.
One move. I think someone does break through for Bednar. I don't know why. If the Pirates do not pull the trigger.
Okay.
And we're going to be shaking our heads going, we should have did it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Santana. I think Santana's gone.
I thought you meant I thought you meant like a big move. I mean, I think Santana's gone. I think there's a chance Henry Davis or Joey Bart's gone.
Well, I mean, if you sit there and think about it, how many big moves could the Pirates make?
I just think we turned down something unreal for Bednar.
Yeah.
I thought you meant big moves. I think Joey Bart could be moved tomorrow. I think Santana. I think, teams might even want to go younger and want our first round draft pick in Henry Davis. I don't think we're going to get rid of Davis because, he's starting to show flashes again of why we picked him first. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion.
I still think one of the catchers gets traded, either Bart or Davis. Which one? I'm really not positive, but I really think one of them is gone.
I mean, could Mitch Keller still come out of nowhere and a team comes up and grabs him? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody like Boston would depart with a guy like Jared Duran, okay, I'm open to making that deal. But if it's just going to be a bunch of prospects, no. You gotta have a viable guy, a guy that has done it. But shifting real quick to the Steelers. Have you heard about your boy?
Which Calvin?
Yes.
No, what happened now? I didn't know.
No, that they were interviewing him the other day. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was it might have been the Post Gazette. I don't remember.
I mean, I heard
But
Briarman trying to cover up for Aaron Rodgers, and that was funny.
yeah, but
Oh, I ran the wrong route. Sure didn't look like it.
No. But your boy was definitely talking the talk as far as wanting that number 2 spot. So does Roman Wilson, of course. But from what I'm hearing, Austin is at this exact second the front runner for that number 2 receiver spot. But I've also heard through the grapevine and through Steeler pundits and stuff like that Jonnu Smith is showing showing very well. So I
figured he
think they're going to
would. He
use
was a
him on the
good. He was a
outside.
good tight end in Miami.
Right, but they're not using him as a tight end. They're
Well, I'm
lining
just
him
saying,
up
like,
on the outside. Yeah. They're lining up on the outside, which is a completely different aspect of the game than playing tight end. But boy, I tell you what, you talk about some surefire hands. If you can have him and Freiermuth out there at the same time, and for all of the crap that people like to give him, DK Metcalf's got really good hands. I mean, if Rodgers puts it there, which is the key to the whole question, it'll get caught. So, but I'm hearing good things about Caleb Johnson. I'm hearing good things about the defense. Um, Peyton Wilson, there's been good things from him, good things from Sawyer. These young guys that are starting to kind of work themselves into being a bigger part. I'm really curious to see how well Cam Hayward is teaching our number one over Mr. Harmon, our number 1 overall pick. I'm really curious. I want to see if during the preseason we might see both of them out there at the same time for maybe a series. Maybe. Because Hayward doesn't usually play during the preseason, but he might in this particular situation.
I don't think so.
Know.
I don't think so.
But
maybe one set of downs, Rich. I'm not.
That's
putting
what
a
I'm
lot
saying.
on.
One series. That's what I'm saying. One series.
I'm not seeing Hayward playing a lot this preseason.
Oh, I don't think it changes at all. I think you're going to see Harmon. I think you're going to see Harmon float. I think you're not just going to see him in the middle. I think you're going to see him on the end a little bit. So he's going to spell Hayward, which will help keep Hayward fresher. But I think you're also going to see him some on the end.
You think they would switch it up to a 4-3 to put them 2 up front?
No.
To change the scheme up a little bit?
That would be changing the entire scheme up.
Or maybe even run a 2-5 with them 2 up front? That way you could mix and match your blitzes?
Well, yeah, and I mean sometimes they kind of do run a 2-5.
Because I think they're going to have to.
I could see the 2-5 a lot more possible than a 4-3.
I don't think we realized like how big we lost in Fitzpatrick.
I don't.
He didn't have a lot of stat numbers, but he made a lot of decisions that drew the play away from him, kind of.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be as big as you think. I really don't. I think that you're going to get a invigorated Jalen Ramsey, and going along with the rest of the secondary back there. I mean, I'm still standing by it. If this defense stays healthy, it's the best defense in football, period. Then it's just a matter of what the offense can do. You know, does Caleb? There's a lot of questions. Starts with the guy wearing 8. And I find it kind of fitting that he's wearing the same number as that ass hat, Tommy Maddox. But it starts with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I would hope he wouldn't wear Bradshaw's.
Say again?
They wouldn't let him wear Bradshaw's.
No.
I mean, what other number are you going to let him wear?
12 is unofficially retired. How about they give him the question mark like Mo used to wear on the Three Stooges? They give him the question mark. Just throwing it out there.
Hey, they could have gave him 3, so he could have went 3 to 4. 3 to 4, and that could have been fun all year. 3 to 4 all year.
I mean, I want to see what the offensive line does. We need to find out who the number 2 receiver is. Need to find out what Caleb Johnson can do. We know what Jaylen Warren can do, but what is Caleb Johnson going to do? There's a lot more questions on the offensive side of the ball than on the defensive side of the ball. So we'll see. Steelers Jacksonville, week from Saturday, first preseason game. But the first preseason game of the whole thing, the Hall of Fame game, is tomorrow night.
Lance, baby, Lance. There's a lot of what ifs with that guy, Rich. What if he'd ever fall and broke his ankle? What if we would have never seen Brock Purdy?
Trey Lance is. I didn't understand. I promise. I didn't understand at the beginning. I really didn't. I mean, and what we're going to see in the Hall of Fame game between the Lions and the Chargers tomorrow, obviously, we're not going to see very much or any of Jahmyr Gibbs, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown,
No,
Sam Laporta. We're not going to see those guys. We're not going to see Justin Herbert, and we need to see Quentin Johnson.
We're going to see Gatson. We're going to see maybe a little bit of Quentin Johnson. Maybe a little bit of what's that?
Need to. That's
we might see my guy. We might see my boy Tesla for the Lions tomorrow.
I'll tell you what, Quentin Johnson is turning into Terrence Williams from the Cowboys. T. Will was a great receiver with Robert Griffin at Baylor. Him and Corey Coleman on both sides. And T. Will all of a sudden became Ronnie Garvin, the man with the hands of stone. Could not catch for crap. Quentin Johnson, since he got drafted, can't catch a cold in a rainstorm. It's unbelievable. There was a couple I've watched in training camp this year. The ball has been right here on the number.
You think we're going to get a traded Trey touchdown tomorrow?
You might.
I like Trey Harris. I think he's got a shot at being the number 2 guy out there.
Possible. It's very possible. The Chargers
I like
have
Gatson.
a really
I like
good...
Gatson too. I drafted Gatson and I drafted Harris.
Chargers have a really good team. There's some questions.
Will we see Najee? Will we see Najee tomorrow?
I doubt it. I don't think we see Najee tomorrow. I don't think we see Najee much in the preseason. But that's
going to be the weirdest thing, seeing Najee in a baby blue jersey.
Yeah, it really is. And I hope he does well there, but I also wonder how much that eye injury is going to affect his peripheral vision.
We'll see.
But it's there's a lot of questions for every team. It's just a matter of where. Even Philadelphia, even Kansas City, even Buffalo, they have questions too. So that's part of the fun and intrigue of training camp and all that kind of stuff. But it's at that point. We actually have football tomorrow.
Is that on local TV or no?
It's on NBC, yeah. Yep, on NBC and on NFL Plus.
Oh, do we get Colin? Is it Collinsworth?
I don't understand what everybody sees in him. I really, honest to God, don't.
I don't see anything in him.
But he's been doing it for 20 freaking years.
Maybe because he brings like the comments.
Maybe he's got dirty pictures of somebody that he's not supposed to have.
Just saying, like he brings out all the, I don't really read that much good stuff on him, unfortunately.
I hear folks that Al Michaels thinks he's great, and I'm just like,
he might have to say that though. He might have to say that though.
Well, maybe, but Al Michaels is a guy that I hold in extremely high regard, and I'm just like, oh boy,
right?
So I don't know,
Rich,
but
I know we just hit our hour, and I'm gonna do something that you didn't get to do last night, and let you say goodbye.
It happened.
I was like, there goes Dylan. I mean, Rich.
Well, I mean, when you got 9 people trying to bounce around and all that kind of stuff, and so
yeah, I don't know how long they went on after I left. I was like, I'm getting out of here. I gotta go.
Yeah, well, but yeah, you can hit me up on Twitter, BigRich8371 on Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it this week. Facebook again, Rich Richardson. Please, if you'd like, I've got my birthday charitable thing up there for Prostate Cancer Research Foundation in memory of Ryan Sandberg. So if you'd like to make a donation, please do so. Thank you in advance. And Monday night, actually tomorrow, 5 o'clock, I'll be doing a trade. 5 o'clock Central, 6 Eastern. I'll be doing a trade deadline.
All right, real quick trivia: how many trades do you think will ask for the extension?
Huh?
If there's like a lot of talk going on around 6 o'clock, most teams ask for a little bit of an extension.
Oh, 2 or 3. I'd say 2 or 3.
Okay.
But we'll hop on about 6 Eastern, 5 Central at the trade deadline. Go maybe 30, 45 minutes. Cover the trades that happened tomorrow, particularly the bigger ones, and get your thoughts and opinions on those. And then next Monday, 2 Tire Change, the NASCAR show, 6 Eastern. I'm sorry, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, and then we go back again to open mic on Tuesday. So,
are you going to be wearing a top hat, a suit for tomorrow because it is date night?
That would be a negatory. I don't wear a top hat and a suit, period. I wore a suit jacket for my wedding. Suit jacket, button-up shirt, top button undone, slacks.
No, that was a big advancement.
I'll do that. A tie? No. It's been, God, it's going on 30 years since I've worn a tie. Nah, no thanks. Not my gig.
But hey, you can get me at Sports Talking In on Twitter. Leave a comment there. I'll get back to you guys. Driving to the top on Twitter. Also, just noticed. I guess that's right. We had to take it down last night because my face was covered. Forgot to put it back up. The Driving to the Top logo, usually in the right-hand corner of my screen up there. Probably left-hand corner of your guys' screen. You can get me at the Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. Leave comments. Facebook, Ad McNally. I don't know where are we good? We got the Driving to the Top. Has it been 60 days?
We should be able to next week go on there. Yes.
Okay. If you want to try a trial run tomorrow, because you're only going 45 minutes with it, if you can.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, cool. But hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Everyone, Josh, thanks for the comments, buddy. You're right. If Joey Bosa does stay healthy, they could be very dangerous. But keyword,
Could be.
if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a big if.
I mean,
It's a
I know
very
it's a
big
1 year deal, but we'll see. But hey guys, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, Rich, I got the deadline special going on tomorrow. If I'm off in time, I will be with him. I might take a laptop with me and a microphone and the earpiece, and because Josh is at my mom, so kind of going over there and seeing him. So, but maybe I'll take 2 laptops and we'll be able to both go live.
Gotcha.
So, but anyway, guys, everybody, thanks for tuning in, and everybody have a good night.
Bye, guys.